But the sound hasn't. I'm gonna try to wait a little longer. I'm gonna go check in.
I have something to look forward to. Yeah, there you go. So when I decided to call it quit, the chief referee Ranger Rome was designing, and they came and approached me, and I kind of never thought process. Sir, how are you? You know when I put something on your site? Oh man, I got to get a picture with you. Yes, I saw you in that shit. You know, come to Seattle. Absolutely. Cam, you do. I will tell you, I am a real. So if somebody I am. Oh man, okay, you guys got to work this out. You got 3 minutes. Yep. Work it out. Sir, you do it. It's so wonderful, and you're a great sport, and you make folks excited about the message. And you want me to do
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking if this doesn't work, then might as well go home. Then what?
This has to be.
We can do one more.
Do you want to test it real quick?
Check, 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 check.
So I literally arrived with the U-Haul
Yeah.
right here. Thank you. I collect wine, so I have my own.
Do you remember the tech's name? Robbie? Or...
I don't remember his name. Scott was here earlier.
One day of turnover, Thursday.
Check, check.
So, this was a job. I was the chief of staff. So I know how a district works, all that other stuff. So
Yeah, so it's gonna be this is our last effort, and then we'll be talking about emphasis.
okay.
Maybe this is one more final try, and then we'll start.
Yeah, that's good.
Can I test it?
Yeah.
Always works out. That's what I've done. So I'm like, I said, you stay far away from that. That's a scandal. Way yeah.
I could like
Oh, yeah.
oh my god.
I did probably like 6 or 7 years ago. It was Texas 50th. So we all went down. It was kind of neat. When I was in, we had a professional wrestling ring installed in his backyard. And he had like professional wrestling. And he owned like 6 ice cream shops in the all this other kind of stuff. It was just a whole weekend of debauchery. There are no pictures. I was like, when I got there, I was like, no pictures at all. We're not doing this. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Sundays and I are pretty tight.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. We are mic-less despite all these mics. We are without a mic for these speakers. So come on in nice and close, and we'll go ahead and get started. I really apologize for the delay. Well, welcome to Pier 62, and thank you for joining us as we officially kick off Seattle Fleet Week, the Boeing Maritime Celebration, and Seafair Weekend Festival. This week embodies the heart of the season, a time to honor service members, connect our community, and celebrate Seafair's summer traditions. What makes this all possible is the powerful collaboration between public and private partners. Today's press conference highlights the beauty of what can happen when government, military, business, and community leaders come together in service of something that's bigger than ourselves. A big thank you to the Navy Band. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you, Navy Band, for helping us start our day with such energy and excitement that you always bring. And we would also like to extend our heartfelt thanks to the U.S. Navy, Coast Guard, Port of Seattle, Boeing, H-1 Unlimited, the Hydroplane and Raceboat Museum, Navy Region Northwest, along with all of our sponsors, volunteers, and board members. Your partnership and dedication help bring these events to life and make this celebration truly special. Seattle Fleet Week is one of the most meaningful parts of Seafair, a cherished tradition that dates back to the early 1900s, back when it was called the Golden Potlatch, before it was Seattle Fleet Week. And it honors the dedication of our military service members and brings the community together in a powerful way. The celebration continues through Friday, which kicks off Seafair Weekend Festival, featuring iconic summer experiences that both locals and visitors alike can enjoy. From hydroplane racing and the Boeing Seafair Air Show and summer fun in Lake Washington and in Genesee Park. So today, to start off our press conference, I'd like to welcome a maritime leader and Seafair board member who plays a vital role in Seattle's port operations. He is the Chief Operating Officer of the Port's Maritime Division, Delmas Whitaker.
Thank you very much, and I too would like to thank our Navy Band who does such a wonderful job. So thank you very much for being here. It's a special part of Seafair. As the immediate past chairman of the board of directors of Seafair, and as Emily mentioned, as the chairman, or excuse me, the chief operating officer for the Maritime Division of the Port of Seattle, and a 25-year Navy veteran of the United States Navy, I could not be more proud to welcome the men and women in uniform to Seattle's beautiful waterfront for Fleet Week. The Port of Seattle is a decades-long supporter of the Seattle Seafair Fleet Week, and as you know, Seattle's history can be traced back to our working waterfront. And at the Port of Seattle, we are focused on doing all we can to build a port of the future to support our region. We are a port city, and there's no better place for Seafair's marquee event than here on our waterfront. I will say that for me, the most personal and most favorite memory will always be seeing the thousands of people that will come and be so proud of the ships and the personnel that are doing the work of our country and keeping us safe. So I really do appreciate you being here, and I thank you for joining us in this celebration. And we thank all those who serve and those who have served. And please enjoy your time in Seattle. Thank you.
And next, we are honored to welcome Captain Mark McDonald, the Sector Commander and Captain of the Port for the U.S. Coast Guard Sector Puget Sound. His leadership helps ensure the safety and success of Fleet Week and so many maritime operations in our region. Mark.
Thank you, Emily. Well, good morning again. My name is Captain Mark McDonald. I'm your commander of Sector Puget Sound and your local captain of the port. It is a tremendous honor to share the podium with esteemed members of the maritime community here in Seattle. I'm excited to be here on the beautiful Seattle waterfront to kick off Fleet Week and celebrate the 76th anniversary of Seafair festivities. Our incredible team of 3,000 women and men from the Coast Guard's Northwest District serve, protect, and defend the waterways across Washington, Oregon, Montana, and Idaho, including over 460,000 square miles of the Pacific Ocean. And in 2024, our team conducted over 1,200 search and rescue cases, saving 261 lives and assisting over 1,800 lives, and saving over $6.5 million in property. We're proud to serve as a gateway to Alaska and the Arctic, as well as the home port to Coast Guard cutters Healy and Cutter Polar Star, our nation's only heavy and medium icebreakers. This year, during Fleet Week, we're proud to showcase our fleet of cutters, boats, and aircraft that conduct missions here in the Pacific Northwest. They'll be hard at work over the next few days in support of Seafair and Fleet Week activities. Their primary missions include law enforcement, search and rescue, homeland security, and environmental protection. And then shortly you'll witness a search and rescue demonstration by an MH-65 Dolphin helicopter located home ported in Port Angeles, Washington. So we're excited to have them demonstrate here our capabilities shortly. Please come visit us on Pier 46 Thursday through Sunday to check out our MH-65 Dolphin helicopter. That asset will be coming up from Oregon, from North Bend, as well as our special response capable equipment and Coast Guard members who are showcasing the missions that we carry out here in the Sound and the Pacific Northwest every day. Our Coast Guard men and women protect the waters of Puget Sound and our inland waters on a daily basis. This week is no different, and we're excited to make sure that everyone enjoys it in a safe and responsible manner. Please make sure you're adhering to safety and security restrictions before you come out to visit. More information can be found on Seafair's website or the Coast Guard Pacific Northwest Facebook page. And if you're on the water, please wear your life jacket and also make sure to adhere to safety and security zones which are in place for everyone's safety. More information on that can be found in our local Notice to Mariners. And I want to thank Seafair Organization, Seattle Navy League, Northwest Seaport Alliance, and Navy Region Northwest for helping organize this amazing event. I would also like to thank the Port and City of Seattle, State of Washington, tribal partners, and members of industry for your support in providing an incredible location for our teams to live and work. We can't wait to see you on Pier 46 and out in the waterway. Thank you very much. Thank you, Emily.
Thank you, Captain. And next up, please welcome Captain Jason Sherman, Commander of Navy Region Northwest. We greatly value this partnership that we have and Navy Region Northwest's dedication to bringing the Navy and our community closer together through events like Seattle Fleet Week.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Captain Jason Sherman, Commander Navy Region Northwest. We have proudly been a part of Seafair's festivities since 1950, and we're happy to be back for another Seattle Fleet Week. It's a very special year this year because the United States Navy is also celebrating its 250th birthday, and we are excited to celebrate it with the people of Seattle. For 250 years, America's Navy has promoted prosperity and security deterred aggression, and protected the American way of life. Your U.S. Navy continues to play a key role in national defense, operating every day alongside our allies and partners to promote peace through strength, provide humanitarian assistance and disaster response, and ensure the seas remain free and open to global trade and communications. This week, sailors are taking time out of their busy operational schedule to come to Seattle for Fleet Week. This is a great opportunity for the community to see what the Navy has to offer and to tour an active Navy vessel, and most importantly, meet the men and women who perform our mission. Our military service members today continuously provide security on land and at sea. They work diligently to ensure stewardship of financial and natural resources, and they are your neighbors who serve both nation and our communities. I encourage people to come out to Seattle waterfront at Pier 46 to see our ships. Coordinating this event takes a lot of hard work, planning, and dedication. Seattle Fleet Week would not happen without the hard work of the Seafair organization, the City of Seattle, the United States Coast Guard, Northwest Seaport Alliance, Seattle Navy League, and all of our other community partners. We greatly appreciate their continued support and commitment to making this event a success. 2 U.S. Navy ships are coming this year to Seattle to participate in Fleet Week. Those ships are a San Antonio-class amphibious ship, the USS Somerset, and an Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyer, USS Jack H. Lucas. Our Navy ships will be arriving in Seattle today and will be moored at the U.S. Coast Guard's base at Seattle's Pier 46. The Navy ships will be open for public tours Thursday, July 31st through Sunday, August 3rd from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. each day. To ensure ship tours are completed by 4 p.m., tour lines will be monitored and may be cut early in the afternoon depending upon waiting line times. We recommend that those interested in public ship tours arrive early. We are excited to show off our ships, but we also want to make sure everyone is safe and secure while visiting. When arriving at the U.S. Coast Guard Base Seattle's Pier 46 event area entry point, all visitors will be required to present a real ID and pass through an airport-style security screening checkpoint. All visitors are subject to search prior to entering the Pier 46 event area. There are no secure holding areas for any personal items, so everyone is encouraged to bring as few items as possible. A full list of requirements and prohibited items will be posted on our U.S. Navy Region Northwest website and Facebook page, but let me go through a couple of those prohibited items right now. First and foremost, weapons, including pocket knives, any knife, firearms, and club weapons, leave them at home. Defensive chemicals or sprays, including mace and pepper spray, or spray cans of any type, don't bring them. Fireworks, flammable liquids, and other explosives. Drugs, drug-related paraphernalia, illegal by federal standards, and that includes cannabis. Large bags, including backpacks, and large camera bags are not authorized on board the ships. Small camera bags and small handbags may be permitted, subject to search, while visiting the exhibits at Pier 46. Strollers are not authorized on U.S. Navy ships, but can be used while visiting the Pier 46 exhibits. While general photography of this event is allowed, the use of drones in the vicinity of Navy vessels is strictly prohibited. And open-toed shoes are not allowed on U.S. Navy ships as a matter of guest safety, although open-toed shoes are allowed while visiting the Pier 46 exhibits. Due to the industrial nature of the U.S. Navy ships, those with limited mobility or those who require walkers or wheelchairs may not be allowed on the ship tours for their safety. So in these cases, the Navy will facilitate a waterfront brief if one is desired. On behalf of the nearly 200,000 people that make up our Northwest Navy family, a big thank you to the people of Washington for their continued support. The Navy could not be as successful in defending our country over the past 250 years without the support of our communities. We hope to see all of you during Seattle Fleet Week. We look forward to interacting with as many people as possible so we can show them the pride we have in defending our nation and ensuring the freedom of the seas. Thank you.
Okay, apologies. We are going to take a 2-minute intermission to take down this flag for safety reasons and also try and get the mic working. So thank you again for your patience. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
I got it. I can grab that for you so you don't have to have it in your car.
Yeah, Emily, I'm going to make sure that you're really cool. Get caught up on these, okay? Theoretically, it's 2 seconds. So let's see what theoretically, here, which is crazy. Okay, great. So, you know, and I don't know how much longer. Mic check. So mic check on that. See if we're going. Save on it.
Yeah.
Okay. You'll see my office. Or overlooks this entire. Check.
That sounds better.
Bay.
Woo!
Check. Technicians come through.
Here. Looks like a compliment for technicians coming because they were not technicians filling that right now. Okay, we'll fill in.
Okay, no. Test. Is it working? Okay, we have a microphone. Start from the beginning. Thank you again for your patience as we work through a few things. Next up, we are proud to recognize and celebrate our 76-year partnership with Boeing, a cornerstone sponsor whose unwavering support since day one has helped shape Seafair into what it is today. From thrilling air shows to honoring our service members at Seattle Fleet Week, their commitment to community really shines through, especially in the Boeing Maritime Celebration. We're grateful for more than 7 decades of partnership and for making these iconic moments possible year after year. Representing our longtime presenting sponsor of both the Boeing Seafair Air Show and the Boeing Maritime Celebration, please welcome Lance Ball, Senior Director of Manufacturing and Safety, and a proud Seafair board member.
Thank you, Emily. Good afternoon, everyone. Great to be here. Great to see everyone. It's an honor to serve on the Seafair board and to be here to kick off Fleet Week and the Boeing Maritime Celebration. This celebration is a tribute to the people who serve our country and the community that supports them. At Boeing, members of the military hold a profound significance, not only through our products, but also through our dedicated workforce. Veterans represent a significant portion of our team, making up about 15% of our total US-based workforce. Their experience and dedication are invaluable. We're grateful to them and their families. And of course, there's significant military presence right here in the Puget Sound. So the people who serve are our friends and our neighbors, many of whom enjoy the Seafair tradition, as Emily said, that's been bringing people together for 75 years, since 1950. And Boeing is proud to have been part of the Seafair family since the beginning. Fleet Week and the Boeing Maritime Festival is the home stretch for Seafair. We're eagerly anticipating the Boeing Seafair Air Show this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and we're thrilled to welcome back the United States Navy Blue Angels in the F-18 Super Hornets, designed and built by Boeing. And of course, on Seafair Sunday, the Boeing Seafair Air Show and the flyover with our newest airplane, the 777-9, made right here by talented Boeing employees in Washington State. But there's so much fun to have today. On behalf of the Boeing Company, I extend our deepest gratitude to the members of our military who make this event so meaningful to the community and to all of us at Boeing. Thank you.
Thank you, Lance. All right, up next, a lifeline of the hydroplane racing world. David Williams serves as executive director of the Hydroplane and Raceboat Museum. His commitment to preserving the legacy of the sport has kept the spirit of Seafair alive for generations, including through the J Hydro program, which gives kids ages 9 to 16 the opportunity to build and race their own miniature hydroplanes. We're thrilled to have David here with us today to share more about this year's racing excitement, including the return of the vintage hydroplanes and J Hydro racers to the water, reminding us where all this incredible tradition began. David.
Thank you, Emily. Thank you very much. I'm so happy to be here. You know, Seafair has a long connection with unlimited hydroplane racing. The very first Seafair sanctioned event, June 26, 1950, was the World Mile Trial, where a boat built by a guy named Ted Jones for owner named Stan Sayers. The boat was called Slow Motion 4, and it set a world water speed record. And yeah, Lance, there was a Boeing connection too, because Ted was a Boeing employee, and just a few years later, someone that you probably know of very well, William E. Boeing Jr., bought himself a hydroplane and raced unlimited hydroplanes out there on Lake Washington. Preserving the history is about telling stories, and I hope you bear with me while I tell a real quick story that doesn't take place in Seattle, actually takes place in San Diego. 1979, a fellow named Bill Muncy was just tearing up unlimited hydroplane racing. At that point, before we had Dave Villwalk, at that point, Bill was the winningest driver in the history of the sport and had won more Gold Cups than anybody else. And there was a little kid, a little 5-year-old kid named Jimmy, and his birthday was September 15th, and we always raced in San Diego the second week of September. So his big birthday present was his dad Gary and his mom Mary would take him out to watch the Unlimiteds race. And they were on the back stretch over in a place called Fiesta Island. And Bill Muncy blew up his motor. I mean, he put rods through the side and the pistons are still flying. So the boat drifted in. And as the boat got close to the beach, Gary decides to go out and hold the boat off to keep it from grounding. And he's got his little son Jimmy on his shoulders while he's doing this. After a while, 5-year-old Jimmy's too heavy and he picks him up and he sets him on the back of the boat. And that became a lifetime dream of little Jimmy Johnson, as he got to sit on Bill Muncy's Blue Blaster Atlas van lines in the water in San Diego. Well, now let's cut a few years ahead. Right before COVID, about 2019, another hydroplane driver, a fellow named Chip Hanauer, had retired from racing and had gone to work for Hendrick Motorsports, and he was teaching the drivers, the up-and-coming drivers at Hendricks, how to handle interviews, how to handle tough questions, how to just promote the sponsor. So he and 7-time NASCAR national champion Jimmy Johnson were flying to an event, and Jimmy goes, "Hey, didn't you drive the Atlas?" And Chip says, "Yeah, I drove the Atlas for several years." "Well, you know, when I was 5 years old, I got to sit on the boat." And that little kid turned out to be one of the best NASCAR racers of all time, tied only with Dale Earnhardt and Richard Petty for the number of wins and number of Winston Cup championships. Well, Jimmy told the story. Chip immediately called me and told me the story while he's on the phone with Jimmy there, and I go, "Man, there's something about that sounds familiar." So I dig into the museum's archives, and I got a photo of this little kid in a yellow hat sitting on the back of the Atlas in 1979. And I picked up my phone, copied it, and sent it out. And yep, that's Jimmy Johnson. So the next words out of Jimmy's mouth are,
man, I sure would love to drive that boat someday. Well, guess what? We're going to make it happen this weekend with the help from H1, with the help from Emily and Seafair, with the help from some of Jimmy's sponsors, and even help from Atlas Van Lines, which is why I got the shirt on. We are going to put Jimmy Johnson in Bill Muncie's restored Blue Blaster Atlas Van Lines, and we're going to let him take some laps around the race course. And it really is, and I kid you not, and he will be here in a couple days, and many of you in the media will get a chance to talk to him. It's a highlight of his life. And we began to take Seafair really kind of for granted here. It's Seafair. It's been here for 75 years. It's a thing we do. The rest of the world doesn't quite get it. But people all around the country do pay attention, and there's some people that is just hugely important for it. And that's about all I have to say. But before I go, I'm gonna set you up for your next introduction. Here in Seattle, when I have friends come in to visit, the first thing I want to do is, oh, we want to go get some seafood, right? I'm sure you locals, you all have that same situation. And so you don't take them to a chain restaurant that sells East Coast Atlantic farm raised salmon. No, you take them to a place down here on the waterfront that has line caught wild king salmon, right? Local food, very, very well respected in Seattle. One of the things that we don't respect so much is local sports. I got a question for you. Everyone knows who Cal Raleigh is, right? Please? Someone, tell me where I went to high school. It wasn't Garfield. It wasn't Seattle. It sure wasn't North Kitsap. He's a huge star for Seattle. He's not from Seattle. The thing about hydroplane racing, the J kids that we're putting out there and have been putting out there for the last umpteen years, and I've had two of them make them all the way to the Unlimiteds, they're local guys. They grew up here. They learned to love the sport here, local girls too. And they stay in town and they become sports heroes in our town. So I will tell you, the next guy to come up went to North Kitsap High School. He's Dave Vilwalk, and he's the winningest driver in the history of unlimited racing. And Emily, I'll let you continue the introduction. But he's a local guy, and that is really important. You know, we respect local food, we respect the local salmon. Let's respect our local sports heroes. Dave, come get it.
Yeah, as he said, I grew up, I was a Navy brat. My dad was in a destroyer that luckily got sent out on patrol 2 days before Pearl Harbor went off. Big history there. I spent, as a segue into the company I race for right now, Apollo Mechanical. There's work all over the country, big mechanical outfit, and that's where I came from. I was a sheet metal worker, worked in Bremerton, just across the water. I've worked on the USS Enterprise. I've worked on the Keyport torpedo base. I've worked on built a central intelligence facility building at the Bangor base. Built a Wright refit building at the Bangor base. Spent 6 months in the USS Enterprise in a sort of a habitat reconstruction to make the inside of those boats look a little nicer for the crew on them. So I got a big history with the Navy, and my uncle and my dad, and I got a big appreciation for what the Navy does here. It's a time that a lot of people don't see in Seattle. And I want to say thank you for your service. I know that these men and women that we're looking at here, they put their life on the line every day, not for sport, for all of us. And it's great to be able to bring the Navy out here and get all the toys out and let people see really what only a few of us get to see. And I mean, if somebody could go through a submarine base, I used to work on the environment control for the Swiftback area. So we're standing right next to live nuclear warheads. So the security was kind of tight there. I remember one day I came in with an apprentice and the Marine came out and he says, Mr. Vilwalk, we're not going to be able to let you in today. And I went, really? Well, what's the problem? And he says, could you step into the office, please? You know, so I go into the office and he says, your apprentice, we can't clear him to go in. And I says, really? And I says, what's the problem? And he says, he got a parking ticket at J.C. Penney's last night, and it's not. And I'm sorry, but this is a sensitive area. And so the Navy's pretty darn tight about who they let in where, and we don't show off a lot of the toys that we have. But this is the time of year, and this great party we call Seafair, that we're able to get all of those toys out and show off really some of the capability the Navy has. I have a nephew. His name is Eric Vilwalk. And I told him his dad had passed on, and I told him, I says, he was working at a parts store. And I says, Eric, what are you going to do? You know, what's your next move? And he goes, well, I'm working in the parts store. And I says, Eric, I said, the Navy has an awful lot of opportunity there. I says, you know, you could change your life if you want to do that. Of course, I'm thinking to put him in a nice, safe place, right? I says, now, the Navy's a great place. They have bases, they have ships. You're not out in some field someplace. I says, the Navy's a pretty good place to be. And I says, you know, the Air Force not bad either, you know, and those interact together. And so he goes, okay. So he goes down to the recruiter and he signs up in the Navy. And then he calls me back. I says, so, you know, after basic, what are you doing? Oh, I'm in explosives and black ops. And I'm going, well, that's not exactly what I had in mind when I sent you there. But it's great to be here in Seattle again. I've had so much luck here. It's such a great experience. It's great to be around all the people. It's great to celebrate this party we call Seafair, along with the Navy and all the people at Seafair, the Blue Angels. It's quite a show, and we've got some really fast boats. They're going to put on a show. I'm a boat guy, and I'm always going to be a boat guy, so we're going to put on a show like you've never seen before. The boats are more competitive than ever. We've got a great sponsor in Apollo that has helped bring this event to the table, and Bruce Ratchford and his family he's an old sheet metal worker just like I was before I got into racing, and we've learned to work together as partners to put on a great event that's going to be entertaining for the crowd and have some fun, and can't wait to get started. It's going to start on Friday. We'll be running boats and trying to wreck stuff early, so we can. I said that when I crashed the first race in Gunnersville, I said, well, I might be much, but I'm good entertainment, you know. So we look forward to the weekend, and I hope you do too. Again, thank you for your service, each and every one of you. From me, I really appreciate it, and I know everyone else does too. It's good to show it off. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Dave. Now, as you can see behind us, the U.S. Coast Guard helicopter demonstration is coming up. That's at 12:45, so just in a few minutes. If you haven't seen this before, definitely want to stick around for it. It's a showcase of the skill, training, and bravery that define our Coast Guard service members. And then at 1 p.m., the parade of ships will start here on Elliott Bay. This breathtaking procession is always a highlight of Seattle Fleet Week, and we thank Public Affairs Chief Kip Wadlow and all military personnel involved for bringing this tradition to life once again, and we'll be narrating that right here. Thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah.
Okay, so handheld mic, but at least you have one.
Congratulations. You won last weekend. Yes, you did. Good job. Great fun. Nice to meet you.